Thank you very much. Suresh Danai of Madhya Movement's family, and I'm sure next year he would want to earn that right to be the captain speaking of the winning team at the launch of the 2027 tournament. Now, on behalf of the One Guyana T10 Tapeball Blast, I would like to extend sincere appreciation to all the sponsors and partners whose support continues to be a pillar of strength. You will hear later on from John about the numerous corporate partners that have signed on for the 2026 tournament, some of them who are represented here today. Please know that your support continues to strengthen this event and create opportunities for players to shine. I'd like to invite some of the sponsor reps who are here today, and we'll start with Bernie's Pharmacy.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Atia Ali, and I'm here today on behalf of Bernie's Pharmacy and the Laundry Chute from Middle and East Street. We are huge cricket fans at all levels, and we have seen the growth and impact of this particular tournament over the years. Hats off to John and FL Sports for their hard work and dedication. When the opportunity came to us to be on board with the tournament, we did not hesitate. We are proud to be the sponsors of the Most Runs Prize and are grateful for the business promotion as well as the chance to support young and upcoming Guyanese cricketers. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Bernie's Pharmacy for coming on board with this year's tournament. And of course, we know the heat in Guyana when you're playing sport, and the Rainforest Water brand through Banks DIH Limited has been a long-standing partner of the One Guyana T10 Tapeball Blast, and I'd like to invite the representative from Banks DIH to offer some remarks this afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please allow me to stand on protocol already established. I'll be honest with you. When I was asked to say a few words here today, my mind went straight back to being a child, standing in the yard or the street, listening to tennis ball crack off a piece of wood, with half the street arguing over whether it really was a six or it was a not out. Also, feeling the wax of the ball hitting your shin. Anybody can relate? Those are exactly the experiences that we have, because Tapeball cricket has always been more than just a sport for us here in Guyana. It's a Saturday afternoon, it's a community, and for a lot of us, it's where we all fell in love with the game long before we even held a real cricket ball. So when I stand here to tell you that Rainforest Water is once again stepping up as the official hydration partner for the One Guyana T10 Tapeball Blast for the 4th year running, I want you to understand that this is not just about logos or boundaries, but it's also personal. It's Banks DIH choosing year after year to walk alongside the very community that built our brands in the first place. Let me tell you a little bit about the water you'll be seeing on the boundary this season. Rainforest Water has grown into one of the most trusted household names in Guyana, and that trust didn't just happen by accident. Rainforest Water in 2018 won the Mundane Gold Selection Award for quality, and that's a promise that we keep. Whether you're a 6-year-old child at your very first tape ball match or a fast bowler streaming in the 12th over under the Georgetown sun, what you're drinking has been held to the standard worthy of Banks DIH Limited. And that really is the heart of why we are partnering with this product, with this game over and over. Mr. Basant Ramsarum, our own brand manager for water, has said it plainly in what you've seen broadcasted before. This commitment goes beyond branding. It's about giving back to the communities that support us and using sports as a vehicle for healthier, more sustainable and active lifestyle. And this philosophy has carried this partnership for 4 years. Now, if you're following this tournament, you already know that the Rainforest Water Break has become just as much a part of the match day as anything else. Every inning, every over, every nail-biting finish through a moment where the players pause, catch their breath, and rehydrate, courtesy of Rainforest Water. So, to every team registering, every captain sharpening their strategy, every young player dreaming of lifting the championship trophy, Rainforest Water will be right there with you at every boundary, at every water break, at every milestone. Because at Banks DIH, we don't just sponsor cricket. We uncover and believe in the commitment it brings all of us together. The talents of cricketers and the joys of community. Congratulations to all the organizers on 4 incredible years. We continue to stand with you. My name is Sonia Forrester.
Thank you very much, Sonia Forrester of Banks DIH Limited. And what we have learned, John, over the last 4 years, the best thing to wash down some KFC with is rainforest waters, right? Yeah. So let's invite now representatives from KFC Guyana, who has been, like Banks DIH, a long-standing partner of the One Guyana T10 Tapeball Blast.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. All protocols observed. On behalf of KFC Guyana, I just wanted to say how happy we are to be a part of this event again, the One Guyana T10 Tapeball Tournament. It's been incredible, and cricket is something that really brings people together, and we know how much passion and energy the players and supporters bring to these games, and we want to be there with you guys as well. And that's why for us here at KFC, it is so important for us to continue supporting these type of events, to give people a chance to compete, have fun, build communities, and also inspire the young ones. And so, yeah, we would just like to thank all the organizers for allowing us to be involved. And we wish all the teams and players all the best throughout the tournament. You know, we want a fair tournament and something to really look forward to. So again, thank you so much. Everybody play hard, enjoy the games, and we are looking forward to a great competition as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, KFC Guyana, for supporting the tournament in 2026. We have one presentation from a sponsor who's present here today, Mantra Restaurant and Lounge, to come forward and make their presentation to the organizers of the tournament. And of course, Mantra as well. They have a team in the tournament, and they have been creating quite a hype on social media and on their different platforms that they have been promoting the tournament. So Mantra Restaurant and Lounge, a partner of the 2026 tournament, and Dinesh will be making that presentation to Akeem Green. A ceremonial presentation, it's a blank check, so we're going to write in any figure we want to there. A round of applause for Mantra Restaurant and Lounge and the other partners who are on board with the tournament. It's a long list, and John would be doing the honors of presenting that list to you later this afternoon. We want to acknowledge the presence of the minister within the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, Stephen Jacobs. I know he's in a busy man, and he went to another event this afternoon. Now, as we all know, every great cricket tournament is built not only on talented players, but also on the professionalism and impartiality of its match officials. These dedicated officials carry the responsibility of ensuring that every match is conducted fairly, professionally, and in keeping with the law and spirit of the game. At this point, I'd like to call on representatives from the Georgetown Cricket Umpires and Scorers Association to offer remarks. Amit Rajnarayan.
All protocols are already being observed. Good afternoon to all. My name is Amit Rajnarayan. I'm the treasurer for the Georgetown Cricket Umpires and Scorers Association. And on behalf of that association, I'd first like to thank the One Guyana T10 Tapeball Blast for having us on board for the 4th year running. It's been a pleasure. Pretty much, I just want to tell you players to play hard, but always remember to play within the spirit of the game and play within the laws of the game. You have the umpires on any given day. They'll be there to guide you along the way with parts of the playing conditions that you may not know. We'll be there to guide you. This tournament is a tournament that has grown exponentially from the very first season to now. The tournament is not just a Guyana tournament now. It's being broadcast all across the Caribbean and the world. And I'm sure you guys are noticing persons from the players from the Caribbean and around the world wanting to come to Guyana and play because they want to play amongst the best. So I encourage you guys to maintain, to be good ambassadors for the game of cricket, play the game hard, play the game fair, and may the best team win. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amit, from the Georgetown Cricket Umpires and Scorers Association, playing a pivotal role in the execution of the 2026 tournament. As we continue with today's program, it's now time to hear for what we can expect for the 2026 tournament, and our next speaker will provide an overview of the One Guyana T10 Tapeball Blast, including the tournament format, key dates, participating teams, and some of the exciting features. Some exciting features. You know, your pockets will be filled at the end of this tournament once you get deep into it. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming my good friend John Ramsing to give us the tournament overview.
Thank you very much, Avinash. And I stand on all protocols that are already been established. But somehow my palms are itching. I know what that means. Back in the days, they say when your palm itches, minister, money coming. Not sure. I'd also like to recognize a good friend of mine and someone that we now grown accustomed to being around us. Stephen McKenzie, my friend from University of Guyana, who is the man behind the trophies being crafted every year. And I can't wait. Honestly, I didn't see the trophies as yet. I can't wait to see what Stephen has for us this year. So Stephen, thank you very much for being here with us today. And I also want to acknowledge a good friend of ours, Vic. I'm not sure how many of you are old enough to remember Vic. Remember to tell Vic. And that campaign was something in 1998 that we all eventually knew of, that something big was coming to Guyana. When we started in 2023, it was players like Suresh Danai, and we mentioned Johnson, who's not here, Leon Johnson, that signed up because of what we thought was a vision. And then when we took the cricket to the streets, meaning the communities, and the very first year with 32 teams, Eccles All-Star, a community-based team, won the tournament. We felt, yes, it is the dawn of a new era. Community cricket, and some players that we didn't hear of before, like John T. Thomas coming to the fore. Shamar Joseph, then, nobody knew of him. And we felt, you know what? We have pretty much unearthed what we started to do as a team, myself, Romario, Akeem, and Yusuf. That's what we wanted to play our part in bringing back the passion of cricket through communities and let them rise to the top. And that's where Shamar Joseph is today, representing the region in Test cricket. We have since moved from 32 teams playing in Georgetown to 80 teams in 4 geographical locations. Yet again, taking the cricket to the communities and telling teams to use home advantage and not to use resources to travel because sometimes resources are limited. This model is possible because players are eager. But equally important, His Excellency and our subject ministers who are both here today, they saw the vision and encouraged us to have players play more organized cricket and for a good payday. And that's exactly what we continue to do. But vitally important are our sponsors. Our sponsors signed up with us 4 years ago and still supporting cricket development because they want to help to tell more stories about a boy from the jungle of Guyana who became the emerging player of the tournament in his very first Caribbean Premier League, or the boy from Saxakali who inspired others to come forward. At this point, I'd like to ask Mr. Stephen McKenzie to step forward because we want to know why we're playing and what we're playing for in terms of trophies. Minister, please help Mr. McKenzie. Both ministers, please. Please help Mr. McKenzie reveal our prestigious trophy for this year. This is something Stephen has been working on for a long time. That's Stephen McKenzie, not Stephen Jacobs. We do it countdown. We go from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're seeing it, but Stephen, please help us understand what we're seeing.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I would like to say that I'm very grateful and thankful to Mr. John Singh, who's my good friend, for having me here for the 4th time again with this tournament, making the trophy. What we can do is to look at the large trophy, which is the champion trophy. It is a representation of a flame, right? That goes to show that the tournament is going to be very red hot, right? Both with bat, ball, fielding, everything, with all the prizes that you're going to be gaining on and off the field. It is the representation of a flame, as I said, and it encompasses with 6 different type of woods. I like to say 6 because, you know, we are 6 people. But one of my friends told me I might have to add a 7th wood. You read through the line. Yes, but the woods, they're all hardwood from Guyana. We have Obabali, we have Purple Heart, locust, crabwood, Womara, and Silver Valley, right? So that is the representation of the large trophy, or the champion's trophy. The representation of the smaller trophies, they encompasses with 2 different type of woods, which is crabwood and yellow silver valley, right? I am, as I said before, I'm very grateful and thankful to be here for a 4th time. And I want to say to the teams, as the umpire said, play the game in the right spirit and may the best team win. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again, Stephen. And Stephen called these names, that's not like foreign language, but these are all available right here. So thank you, ministers, as well, for helping with that reveal. It was a suspense because when I've been following up with Stephen about the trophies, he said he just started to frame, and I was like, 2 months, are you still doing this to myself, right? But today I'm seeing why it took almost 6 months to get a take to this. Excellent. Well done, Stephen. Thank you again. Just got a message while I was standing in the corner that we're also being seen in Pakistan and some parts of Europe. We are interested, this tournament has grown as well. So that's another thing that we must be grateful for. Players, you're on the stream, which is really a big stage. We'd like to recognize as well Mr. Radesh Rameshwar, the Managing Director of Cares Engineering, who's not here today. But what he did for us 3 years ago, well, 4 years ago when we started, he said, I can give you a start because we're looking for a title sponsor. He said, I can give you a start and I can give you 3 years commitment. After that, you should be able to stand on your own. And we said, yes, what a start. So we must be thankful to Radesh and his team. And those 3 years came and went. And now we can say it's the dawn of a new era again. All right, we'll be welcoming today another major title sponsor. We can't wait to hear what excitement that will bring for us today. Over the years, we have shared excellent relationships with our match officials. We had umpire Raj Narayan with us earlier, but we had the scorers of FL Sport who have been keeping us up to date accurately, whether you're in Guyana or out of Guyana. And that app, that FL Sport app, has been taking away the human element from adjudications, and that will continue to be part of the tournament in 2026. We have used a lot of venues over the past 3 seasons, and we want to say thank you to those that were very much instrumental in our success, especially Providence. So the past 3 finals were at Providence. This year we're going to move to Anna Regina, the new stadium at Anna Regina, and we want to say thank you to Providence. It's not goodbye, Providence, but it's see you later, really, because I'm sure we will be back at some point in time. The 2026 edition, while it may look similar, we have a few differences this year. One notable difference you'll see is the track point timeout. In each innings, at the end of the 8th over, teams, after tracking their position in the match, will have 90 seconds to regroup and come back for the final 2 overs. The track point timeout is brought to you by VNet Communications and VNet Technologies, who actually put together the VNet Vipers for the very first edition that finished second in the tournament. The second major change you'll see, it's what Avinash was alluding to. Incentives. In previous editions, teams received payouts only after winning their zones and then at the national finals. This is changing this year. Prizes for teams will start immediately as the quarterfinals in the zones. Payouts will begin, $400,000 will begin at each zone at the quarterfinals. Then it will increase for the semifinals, and of course the zone winners and zone runners-up will be able to get cash prizes as well. The zone winners will then move on, like they did last season, to the national championship, where lots more in terms of cash will be at stake. The national champions stand to take home liquid cash, $2.5 million, whereas the losing finalists in the national championship will take home $1.5 million accumulatively from the zone and from the night. Because individuals play this team sport, the most valuable player will ride away with a brand new motorcycle, again, compliments of Regal Super Center, $150,000 cash and a trophy. Players with the most wickets, most runs, player of the final. Then we have some other incentives for most sixes, a special gift from D&S Ramdial and Son Jewelry. Tournament super striker. This player must face a minimum of 10 balls. And once they have the best strike rate of the tournament, we'll be walking home with some cash as well. Tournament's most economical bowler, 12 deliveries at a minimum, also taking home some cash prizes. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, our total cash payout has reached $10 million this year. A massive increase. A massive increase from 2025. The third change. After the success at the zone level last year, where we saw some encouraging attendance in Anna Regina, we are once again, well, this time rewarding Anna Regina and cricket fans on the Essequibo Coast by taking the national finals to the Essequibo Coast, at a stadium that will be opened in just a matter of days. And one thing that remained the same over the years, admission to Anna Regina will be free. In terms of registration, Burby Zone will begin first on August 8th and 9th that weekend. 6 slots are still available. East Bank, Demerara, West Demerara will play in August 15 and 16. 3 slots out of 16 still available. Essequibo Zone, August 22 and 23, 4 out of 16 slots available. The Georgetown and East Coast Demerara Zone, which will be September 26 and 27, October 3 and 4, 12 out of 32 slots available. While teams have expressed their interest, not all have paid, so we find a zone, all slots are in principle taken, but not all teams have paid up to confirm their participation. At the venues, it's very important to note that in Berbice, the round of 16 and quarterfinal matches will be on Saturday the 8th at Rose Hall Estate Welfare Ground in Kanji for teams in the Lower Quarantine and the West Berbice area. At Port Morant and Albion Sports Complex for teams in the Central Quarantine area, and at the number 69 Vikings Cricket Club ground in Upper Quarantine for teams in that area. Zone semifinals and finals will be at the Albion Sports Complex, 2 p.m. start and finishing under the lights at that magnificent venue. East Bank Demerara, West Demerara Zone, the round of 16 and quarterfinal matches will be played on Saturday, August 15 from 9 a.m. at Farm, Metamirzorg, Parika CLM, and we're still between Laluni and Good Fortune. Semi-finals and final will be at the Metamirzorg ground the next day from 10 a.m. because we don't have the competition lights at that venue. Essequibo Zone, round of 16 and quarterfinal matches will be played across the coast on the 22nd from 9 a.m. at Pomona ground for South teams, Hampton Court, and Affiance number 1, and on Regina National Stadium as well for teams in Central Essequibo. Hampton Court will be for North. Semi-finals and the big final will be played the next day from 2 p.m., ending under the lights at Anna Regina. The biggest zone, the Georgetown and East Coast Zone, will have round of 32, round of 16, on the 27th and 28th of September, starting at 9 a.m. Lusignan Community Center, Better Hope, Queens College. Those are the venues to be used. Quarterfinals will be on Saturday, October 3, from 9 a.m. at Lusignan, and the semifinals and final the next day from 10 a.m. at Enmore. All zonal semifinals and final will be live streamed by FL Sport across the globe. And like we're seeing, we have just reached, well, maybe I've been there before, reached Asia and Europe in terms of viewership. In terms of sponsorship, the One Guyana T10 Tapeball Blast is an excellent product and continues to attract quality sponsors. Just look around the room and on the monitor, you'll see some logos and, of course, our banners. Special mention to Smart Choice Pharmacy, Track Point by Vina Technologies, DNS Ramdial and Son Jewelry, Bernice Pharmacy and the Laundry Chute, 3D Lee Hub, G Mining Ventures, Scoop Ride Inc., Sawa Investments, Supreme Transportation, INS Trading, S&K Imports, by the Crane Roundabout in West Demerara. We want to say to these teams, these sponsors, for the first time they're coming on board, welcome to the Blast. I'd like to say a special thank you as well to the Guyana Lottery Company, KFC Guyana, who is our official fast food partner, the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, the Office of the President, Banks DIH Limited with Rainforest Water, and in a few days we'll be revealing which beverage will be partnering with us. Star Rentals, Avinash Contracting and Scrap Rental, Impressions Branding, Regal Supercenter, Sean's Mini Mart, Trophy Stall, Enet, ETS, Windsor Estate, Guyana Oil Company, Camille's Academy, Trin Chloro, Superbet, Manuel, Montreal Restaurant and Lounge, Continental Transportation Inc., Navin and Son Construction. We value your continued support to table cricket in Guyana. Over the years, we've seen the economies around this tournament, and we continue to see the and because of that, we continue to see the benefit of this tournament. The Parika Superdam Ferry service will be booked out come Essequibo Zone and, of course, for the final. Hotels close to all of the action will be booked out. Taxis will be hired. Food vendors will be busy. Also, what we have noticed, there's a huge demand for uniforms, balls, tape, and sometimes bats. And we understand that more and more suppliers are stepping forward. We thank you for that. The One Guyana T10 Table Blast will be introducing the merch shop this year. And just as you enter, there's a table set aside with some of the merch nicely displayed. We'll be having bucket hats in various colors, regular baseball type hats in various colors as well, and vests in various colors that will be available at the venues and at some of our sponsors. We'd like to say thank you to my fellow directors in making this possible once again. Everyone pretty much busy in their own regards, but still find time to do this because we all love it. Thank you to the streaming partners that we have as well, FL Sports streaming team, because we are live again because of them. Thank you so very much to all the persons that we contract over the years to come on just for that short period. Your service, we value it, including photographers, caterers, physiotherapists, and the others are too many to mention. To our sponsors, without you, there's no future in cricket. So on behalf of everyone, including the players, we say thank you. To His Excellency President Mohammed Irfan Ali, who continues to be the patron of this tournament and a great ambassador for cricket, we all say thanks. Special thank you to Ministers Ramson and Jacobs for the guidance, support, and sometimes a word of encouragement. To the teams and players, we are doing this for you. So thank you for showing up and being good ambassadors of this beautiful game we all love. May the best team win. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much as well to the Guyana Lottery Company for doing their part. They played a bigger role than last year, and that's why my hands perhaps been itching, because they're here today in their numbers. Boys and girls, cheer and all, thank you so very much.
Well, that was supposed to be a tournament overview. I thought we had the under view, the back view, the front view, the side view. Well done, John. I don't think anybody has questions about what the tournament is about this year. And, you know, with so much on offer financially for the teams, you can expect intense rivalry from the community grounds right up to the grand final at Regina on October 11th. Ladies and gentlemen, and those joining us online, I want to direct your attention now to the screen as we share a recap of the 2025 tournament. And in this video, you will see all the moments from the preliminary games in the communities right up to the grand final on the lights at Providence.
Titans All-Stars, champions of the One Guyana T10 Table Blast 2025. Congratulations to Titans All-Stars.
So that video was meant to provide a recap of the 2025 tournament, but if you are paying keen attention towards the end there, you would recognize something that leads you to a new beginning, a new chapter for the One Guyana T10 Table Blast. As we know, cricket and sport in general is about partnerships, and the undoubted success of this tournament has been built on a strong and enduring alliance with Corporate Guyana. At this point in time, I'd like to invite to the podium the General Manager of the Guyana Lottery Company, Kalima Ali, for a major announcement for the 2026 One Guyana T10 Table Blast.
I'd like to invite the Honorable Charles Ranson, Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, and the Honorable Minister Stephen Jacobs to join us in the unveiling of the exciting moment. And my team is here, so I'll let John do the commentating.
It's a brand new role for me. So we're going to reveal the big suspense and the big surprise because Vic told us it's coming and it's here. So we go from 6 again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, John. And that's it. The Guyana Lottery Company, through our Let's Bet sporting brand, is this year title sponsor for the T10 Tapeball Blast tournament. You wanted to say something? Okay, thank you. I'll just... Yeah, sorry? Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Minister Ramson, Minister Jacobs. And, you know, not so long ago, I think it was just about a month or less, when the first son had his lemonade sale, our team from the lottery was there supporting the lemonade sale. And we saw Minister Jacobs, and I think John was there at the time, or there was someone involved in the T10 Tape Blast. And I shook Minister Jacobs' hand. He probably doesn't remember this. And I said, you know, last year we met you at the T10 launch, Tapeball launch, and this year we want to be part of that again. And he said, it's a good initiative, and I want the lottery to come big on it. And so, Minister Jacobs, with your word of encouragement, this is how we've gotten big on it. I hope it's met expectations. One of the things also, so there's a story with how our sponsorship came around at this level. John last year invited us to be a part of the sponsorship. We came on board as a gold sponsor, and it was our first time in the tournament. And there was an event where His Excellency was present, and he charged, or I think it was Minister Jacobs too, and he charged the team to have women involved. And I said, John, that is something that I will support. In a grander way. The lottery company is mostly run by women, and its businesses run by women as well. And no offense to the men, you're also involved, but we are at the forefront at this time. And I said, John, are the women playing? He said it's a hard thing to get the women together. And I've held off my sponsorship because I was coming back on as a gold sponsor. And I said, John, when you get the women, I want to sponsor the women team. Whatever that is, we will sponsor that leg of the tournament and incorporate it. So he came back, and every day he sent me a message. I think, he was really working on his sponsorship, and he said, Miss Ali, the T10 team here, just checking in. And I said, John, let's hold off a little. I haven't had the money as yet to do that. And then he said, every day, our daughters go to the same school, and every morning I will see John. It's coincident, it was faith, and I'm reminded constantly that I kept him and I said I'll do it. Lo and behold, on Friday, was it Friday, John? On Friday, he sent me a picture, a banner. This is how the FL team works, very smart, very business-oriented. He sent me a banner to my WhatsApp. And on the banner, it has His Excellency, very well laid out, supporting this vision of one development, sports development, one Guyana. And he said to me, where should I put your logo? I did not commit to sponsorship at that time, any of its sort. But I was convinced when I saw the banner, because the banner revealed the vision of what the T10 Tapeball Blast tournament is, the vision of what a One Guyana is, the vision of what sports development looks like at Guyana at 60 years, and the lottery at 30 years. So I said, put my logo on there. But I was coming on as a gold sponsor. So I said, John, send me the package so that I can see what mutual benefits exist for both our companies. And when he sent me the email, he said the title sponsorship is also open. I said, okay. So I thought about it. I went home. I thought about it all night. I said, John, what would be a good name should I come on as the title sponsorship? He provided some name. And within Friday night to Saturday morning, I confirmed our sponsorship. And we are now the Lotto Let's Bet One Guyana T10 Tapeball Blast. And it was not intentional, but within that name, it has all the products of our company represented. The Lotto, I'm sure many of you here know the Lotto, you play the lottery. The Let's Bet, which is our sports betting platform, and the Blast, which is our video lottery betting platform. So it worked out really well across company for us. But that was a little story I wanted to share. I have a few remarks. I'll make it as short as possible. All protocols observed, but I'd like to specifically mention the Honorable Minister Charles Ramson Jr., Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, Minister Jacob, all other ministries, official players, members of the media, members of my team, my children, who has a fun sport for cricket. I am Kalima Ali, as mentioned, a director and general manager of the Guyana Lottery Company. It is a pleasure for me to join you here this afternoon to launch the Lotto Let's Bet T10 Tapeball Blast. As I mentioned, last year we came on board as a gold sponsor. And when this opportunity arose this year, it was a very easy decision. It was a partnership that we're committed to strengthening, given the successes we've seen last year and the opportunities it presented for many communities. This T10 Tapeball Blast reflects the very dreams the lottery helps to bring to life. And as we celebrate our 30th anniversary this year, it is only fitting that we continue empowering people to dream bigger and achieve more. The Guyana Lottery has become a household name built on excitement, as is the T10 Tapeball Tournament, unity and community support, values that are deeply aligned with the spirit of this tournament. So you see, it is a great marriage. Now, in its fourth season, the T10 Blast continues to grow, capturing Guyana's passion for cricket and uniting communities across the country, as it's with the lottery. This tournament is more than a weekend competition. It is a pathway to elite cricket. Players such as Shamar Joseph and Quinton Sampson have already emerged from this platform, and as you would have heard. We are confident that the next generation of West Indies talent is waiting to be discovered. Through our rapidly growing Let's Bet sports betting platform, we are investing directly in local talent, sportsmanship, and community development. Sports plays a vital role in national development, and we commend the government, particularly the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, for its continued investments in this area. And testimony today to that is having the ministers present, and I think the Director of Sports is also in the room. So if you don't believe me, it's right before your eyes. Beyond the boundary, the tournament also creates economic spin-offs for vendors, transport providers, and small businesses across host communities. Excitement is already building. I understand that hotels along the Essequibo coast are reporting strong bookings ahead of the National Grand Final on October the 11th at the Anna Regina Stadium, an event that will further boost sports tourism in Region 2. So you see the correlation with sports, tourism, economic development. So we invite everyone to come out, wear your team colors, and support the action of the tournament as it travels across the country. I think John would have gone through the dates of those tournaments already, so I wouldn't go through those back. He did mention for me to say it, but we are very pleased that the tournament, the final leg of the cricket is happening at the Anna Regina Stadium, brand new state-of-the-art facilities. I want to commend the government and I want to commend the organizers for this view, because one of the things I often hear, or as I travel around, I would see, that sometimes outlying communities, remote areas, rural communities often feel a little left out of the major things that are happening, which are usually centered around the Georgetown area. And this is an opportunity for everyone to be involved. It's inclusive, and the vision really reflects what the One Guyana vision stands for. And so we are proud to be part of that vision, to support our athletes, to support community development, and to support the continued development through sports. So with those few words, thank you all. Thank you for everyone who's also part of this journey. We are happy to partner with you. I just want to give a little story before I go. I may not be the perfect cricket player, but growing up in rural Guyana, where I spent my early childhood days, I was introduced to, I think that would be a form of Tapeball cricket. And the cricketers in this room could probably tell me. So me and my brothers, we would play cricket as our leisure time, like people in the children in the country. And do you know what we played cricket with? Any wild guesses? And that's right. We played cricket with coconut branches and the fruit of the Ite palm. Do you know the fruit of the Ite palm? If you know the fruit, then you know that I've played Tapeball cricket. So thank you all. I look forward to engaging with you. Congratulations to the organizers, to the ministry, and play well, play in the spirit of the sport. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. From gold sponsor to title sponsor, and wonderful job, John, in convincing the Guyana Lottery Company for coming on board. Now, apart from the wonderful partners like the Lottery Company and all the list of sponsors that John mentioned, the success of every great tournament benefits from leaders who understand the power of sport to unite communities and inspire young people. Since assuming his ministerial role, our next speaker has consistently supported initiatives that create opportunities, encourage participation, and strengthen community development. His commitment has helped ensure that tournaments like the One Guyana T10 Tapeball Blast continue to grow from strength to strength. It is my pleasure now to invite to the podium the Minister within the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, Stephen Jacobs.
Thank you very much, Abinash. Let me acknowledge my cabinet colleague, Mr. Charles Ramson, just came all the way from Anna Regina, and put your hands together for him. Why? Because it's very important for persons to understand the magnitude of work we do as ministers and the commitment from government to make sure that you have the necessary tools and the opportunities to excel. all the way from Anna Regina back here for a very, very important launch. Let me recognize Director of Sport. And imagine having the Director of Sport, both ministers here for this launch. It says something about this tournament. It says that we value this tournament as government, and every single thing it has achieved over the past 3 years, 4th year now, we acknowledge it and we appreciate it. So congratulations to John Ramsing, Akeem, and the entire team for the exceptional work you've been doing. Now, I have been a part of this launch from the inception. And every single time you give me the opportunity to speak, it is my tradition to challenge you. But something that I notice is that every single year, the stakes gets higher. Now you are $10 million. And I also want to say I'm officially your partner. Just like Miss Ali said, it's because of me you now have Let's Bet on board. More monies. Good, thank you. I just wanted you to acknowledge that. But something that you said earlier, and I think Avinash also spoke about it. This tournament is a community tournament. And we want, as far as possible, as government, support these tournaments. Because it's about community building. That is what we want. We want safe communities, communities that can develop, and communities of love in Guyana. And it's through sport that we see this could happen. And you guys play a very major role in this. And imagine going to Anna Regina now, of which will open on the 3rd of July. Again, put your hands together for Charles Ramsden. Again, making sure that is possible. But it is important that these community events, we have it. That there is a place for it. We stimulate economic activities. Already hotels are booked out for the 3rd of July. Already. So when we put key infrastructures across the entire country, it is for that particular purpose. You stimulate economic activities and then you give athletes a chance to upskill themselves. That is what we want to do as government, and we will continue to support this tournament. A well-organized tournament, and you can see every single year more sponsors coming on board. And I want to also say thank you to the sponsors. Why? Because we need more of this from corporate Guyana. Supporting sports, sportsmen and women so that they can progress. As Guyana, as a country, as a government, we want to, as far as possible, make sure that every athlete is supported through education and also the financial backing so that they can develop their talents. But we can't do this alone. We need corporate Guyana. So when Let's Bet comes on board, Bihari, Sawa, Rainforest, through banks, we appreciate these things. And we want more of that. So I'm appealing also to corporate Guyana to contribute heavily to sport development because it's building a nation. And we're seeing what's happening for the past couple of years. A lot of tournaments are coming here to Guyana, and this is officially a sporting destination. Just in the coming months, you will have major events, 4 major events. Sorry, in July, 4 major events. From FIBA Championships to Global Super League to West Indies versus New Zealand. GT Challenge, massive, of which we'll have a heavy influx of persons coming into the country for those events. So these are very, very important to us. So again, back to my tradition. So I said, Akeem, you started with 32 teams. I said we needed more teams. This year you're at 80. I congratulate you. Next year I hope you get to 20. 100, sorry. Add 20 more to that. I said that we wanted females to be a part of this because it's important that we make sure that they're involved. Just like Ali said, and it's factual, they're leading. You have representation from 9 regions here in this tournament. So going forward in 2027, we want a representation for every single region. A Tapeball team coming from every single region, and that will give us the true one Guyana, every single team represented. So again, Akeem and the entire team, congratulations. Continue to strive every single year for betterment. And please remember, I'm officially your partner. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister Jacobs. And of course, he has been with this tournament from the very inception. As a former player, as a regular citizen, and now as a minister, he has shown up to all of the launch of the tournament. Now, the continued growth of sport depends on leaders who recognize its power to transform lives, build communities, and of course, create opportunities for young people. Our featured speaker this afternoon has been a strong advocate for sport development in Guyana, championing initiatives that invest in athletes, improve facilities such as the one that the final would be played in at Regina, and of course, expand opportunities at every level of competition. His commitment reflects the belief that sport is not only about winning matches, but also empowering people and strengthening the nation we call Guyana. It is therefore a distinct honor to invite our final speaker this evening, the Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, Charles Ramson Jr., to deliver his feature remarks.
Thank you very much. I want to start, first of all, by acknowledging also Minister Stephen Jacobs and the hard work that is done by the ministry, and Steve Ninval, the Director of Sport for the National Sports Commission. And I also want to acknowledge as well the hard work that's being done by the team that came to see me 4 years ago. And you didn't do justice to the history, John. And I said it last year, but I want to make sure that we firmly understand what transpired in the room, in the boardroom, at the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport 4 years ago, with Akeem present. And when they came to me with the idea of this Tapeball tournament, and they wanted sponsorship, the phrase or the statement that I made was that you're sitting on a gold mine. You're sitting on a gold mine that you are underselling this tournament, that this tournament is an international tournament. You don't know it yet, but it's an international tournament. And where's Akeem? Isn't that what I said? And I said that you have to think bigger. Come back to me with a tournament that reflects a bigger vision. That it won't start in this year to get to that ultimate bigger vision. It won't start there. But where we start is not where we're going to end up. But it must be based on a bigger vision. I distinctly remember that, because when I get the opportunity to come to this launch and I see how it has grown from that conversation alone, it gives me goosebumps. Like even in this very moment that I'm speaking to you, it gives me goosebumps because I know that it started with an idea. It started with an idea that said, dream bigger, but I knew in my heart that this was a huge tournament. Huge. What was great as well, even without me speaking to President Ali about the tournament and saying, these guys are coming to us, they have, this is the proposal, this is the budget, which I oftentimes do. I've been doing since then, and we still do, Stephen and I still do now. When he met with Akeem and the team with John and Avinash and everyone, he immediately saw the vision as well. In fact, he put support, resources towards the expansion of this tournament. Isn't that true? Without even saying, Charles, I want you to talk to them. I want you to give them support, as sometimes happen. He did that on his own, which means that it wasn't a convincing type of situation. It was somebody who already understood the vision as well. And that's what you first of all need in order to make anything that's going to be big. You need people who are aligned in the vision and also having the capability of executing a partnership that will achieve what you set out to achieve. Now, I've been thinking very carefully about how do you get great events. Obviously, that falls under our portfolio, culture, youth, and sport. People have always wondered why certain types of events do well, and I've been thinking very carefully about that. And there is an unlocking recipe that, I've decoded. And you have to build on the compounding capabilities that an event can build into. And what do I mean by that? First of all, you have to guarantee that the event will happen. That's the first thing. You have to guarantee that the event will happen. Second is that you have to guarantee as well that it will happen around a particular period. So you earmark what would be the best time to have this event. Third is that it has to be run better than it was run the previous year. And what we have done, and I say we, in the last 3 years, is to build on this tournament, build on the compounding capabilities that has now transformed it into a major feature event in the country that if it were not here as part of our calendar of events, people will notice. People will notice, and they will miss it. I heard you have 80 teams now. Started with 32. But I also heard that Mantra is not participating. They might be scared. They had their own mascot and everything for the last tournament. But I know they will be here next year. And I also see that in the room you have some already fierce-looking players. This is just the launch, fellas. You don't gotta be so serious. This is the part where you could hang out, hug each other, and stuff like that when you're on the field. This is the first time I see y'all laugh for the whole day. I want to say that I am extremely pleased but proud. Pleased but proud. When we sat down and discussed how we're going to organize the tournament, the format, the community-based aspect was critical. Critical. The West Indies, the success of the West Indies in the 1970s and the 1980s, the 1990s, their success, there was an inextricable link to the fact that they used to play their games in the communities. They used to play all of the regional tournaments at the community level and more. That wasn't a stadium. Albion wasn't a stadium. Hampton Court wasn't a stadium. Lusignan, you name it, I can go on and on and on. Port Morant, Skeldon, Blairmont, all of these places were known homes at the community level where people from all walks of life excited about the game, the passion that we love, that we have for the sport, that they would come with their families, with their kids, and watch the sport. What did that do? Let me tell you what it did. It unlocked an ignition of talent. It turned the key to that, put the key into the ignition. You know when you're about to start the car and you got to put the key into the ignition? Well, that is the process upon which talent commences. Because when they see the players and they admire them and they're imagining themselves becoming those great players, it starts there at the very basic youth level. We've lost that. We have lost that. The international regulations that have come for us hosting regional tournaments has hurt us in the West Indies. It has hurt us. Our willingness to say that we want to match and meet and surpass ICC standards to host regional tournaments as though we can proceed with blinders on has hurt the love for the sport at the community level. And that is why I'm insisting that this tournament and all of the tournaments that we play, including the youth regional tournaments, that it must remain a community level sport that is played. We're investing in community grounds across this country. Yes, we're hurt because there's a lot of rain in the last 5 months that it makes it almost impossible to have games at those community grounds. But there are 450 community grounds across this country right now that we've invested in, leaving aside the hinterland. If you include the hinterland, it's almost 700. 700 community grounds that we've invested in. What brings those community grounds to life is the activity, the tournaments. And that's why we're focusing now at the ministry. We're focusing with all of the associations in getting the activities to the community grounds. So, I just came from Regina. As you know, we had this freak storm there. Work is proceeding to get the roof recovered, and the stadium will open on the 3rd as planned. And when we planned for this final, we planned for it to be held at the Regina Stadium that we have built. We planned for that. And we also planned, just so that you know, because we spoke about the economic benefits, you spoke about that. We also planned with one of the, or two of the hoteliers who, having heard that we were building this stadium, that they invested in building hotels. We planned with them around the period at which they will finish their construction too. So it's showing you that the investment is not just investment in one thing. When you make an investment, it's an investment that can dovetail into many other areas. Coming out of this tournament, what I want for you to do now, Stephen gave you some challenges. I'm going to give you 2 challenges too. Number 1, I want one ground in every region to be a dedicated tapeball ground where people can have those pitches. They can go and play tapeball anytime that they want to, and you will be involved in helping to make that happen. I said the second challenge, right? Now that I know that you have this list of sponsors, a full list of sponsors, I'm wondering now whether we need to pull back our sponsorship You don't need to worry. You don't need to worry. We are an official and committed partner, not just 3 years ago or 4 years ago, but we will be your partner forever because we believe in the tournament, we believe in the people of the country, we believe in the sport developing and what it can catalyze. I don't think that it could have been written any other way to show the success at an international level, because you know just as well as I do that this tournament will have an international version, which I know you will speak about at some point. I know you will do your announcements about that. But for you to take somebody, not just one, but two persons, who were unknown in the world of cricket, playing in little fields, little teams, community levels, and through this tournament, they ended up making it to the West Indies team, and some of them, or one of them at least, became a household name in the cricket world. The other one is already signed in franchise leagues in international tournaments. You know what that says? It's not that you're changing those lives. It's that you're changing an entire nation. And that's why I want to start where I want to end where I started, which is about what the idea was. The idea was that this is far bigger than what we are seeing today. This is an international tournament of enormous proportions, and it will change the landscape of the country in a very significant way because of the partnership that you have with us and all of the sponsors and also your capabilities. And you will see in the years to come how this tournament will transform into a global tournament. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Minister Ramson, and of course, for talking to us about the significance of the tournament and how it started with a simple conversation in a boardroom, and it has really morphed from a national tournament into a regional aspect as well, and now we're gone global. As John mentioned, we are streaming to platforms across Asia and Europe, and that speaks to the significance of the tournament. Now, we've been hearing about 32 teams, now 80 teams, and the challenge to get to 100. But I think it's important at this stage, as we prepare to wrap up, we recognize the men, 4 men, who I've all worked with in the media, they're colleagues with me in the media, and they have put their efforts in ensuring that this tournament has grown the way it has done in 4 years. First of all, John Ramson, could you come forward? Akeem Green, my colleague at the newsroom. Romario Samru is there as well, can you come forward? And of course, Yusuf Ali. Now, these are the men that are behind this tournament, the One Guyana T10 Tapeball Blast, and I have seen over the years the work that they've put in. These two actually sit just a day from me, so I can tell you, I could hear them talking about the development of the tournament and what they want to do. And it's significant, the work that they have done. Minister Ramson and Minister Jacobs did speak to the growth of the tournament over the years, and I think we should give these young men, still young men, a round of applause for their efforts. So Akeem said there's a presentation that's going to be done with the trophy. In fact,
so we have some presentations to make, and I know there was a lot of talk earlier about the role of His Excellency. So, and one minister said they're a partner. So what we're going to do is that these bats, that were engraved actually by Romario, one of them was only given to one person thus far, and that was His Excellency. So today, we're going to be extending that love that you gave us as well, back to you, and we're going to be giving out 3 bats today, actually. Two. Well, we have a special one that's going to be given to our title sponsor as well, but in the interim, we're going to be giving out 2 bats today with a special engraving to both ministers, We're going to ask the former Guyana cricketer, handy off spinner, to come and take the first one. And obviously, I can remember he speaks about this 100 he would have made for the West Indies Lawyers Association. A handy left arm spinner for the Everest Cricket Club as well, Minister Charles Ramsden.
I remember when Minister Jacobs gave us a charge to involve the ladies. Last year, Minister, we had 4 ladies teams. We will be bringing back those 4 ladies teams to play this year. No, they have committed already. And Minister Ramsden, in terms of the grounds, we have expressed our deep desire to have a ground that we can say it's a home of table cricket in Guyana. And with that charge of going around the entire country, we'd like to have perhaps have another boardroom discussion where we can have that official ground that we can manage personally day in, day out. And with those other 10 grounds. So we have that discussion soon, perhaps. All right, thank you very much, Avinath.
All right, so those of you here and those online, that has brought us to the end of the formal aspect of the launch today. And of course, we expect to see you at the games from August 8th to October 11th, that final happening at the Regina Stadium. So thank you very much, and may the best team win come August 11, in fact, October 11, at the Regina Stadium. The team's rep, could you come forward for photo ops? So the players as well who are here, could you come forward for that? Or stand by for the photos with the trophy. Representatives of the sponsors, please stand by for your photo after this.